Pujya Lal Bahadur Shastri, who has been the Prime Minister of India, who has given the slogan of Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan. Every year, when October 2nd comes, we go into the history of this institute. We think about the message of Mahatma, and we also try to bring a great Indian who can inspire the young generation, who can talk about the thoughts of Gandhi, who can talk about the dreams for modern India. And we are fortunate that this year we could bring Dr. Kiran Bedi among us. As a youth icon, she has proved in her life itself how excellence and values can be pursued together. I am very happy to submit that the logo or motto of this institute is excellence with values. For future business managers whom we want to groom here, there is a great meaning inbuilt into this motto. We do not want to produce business leaders, CEOs or managers who are selfish by core, who do not think about the interest of the society, the interest of the community, who do not want to care for the future of the planet. We want to produce responsible business leaders, committed entrepreneurs, and socially responsible managers. During last 22 years, we have always strived to achieve these goals. And when we are talking about these goals, the whole world, particularly the world of management education, is undergoing a serious kind of churning, a serious kind of introspection. During the global meltdown, some of the shining star of American capitalism, some of the well-known companies of the world went into dust because of the greed, because of the corruption, because of the valueless top management. And it has given a lot of bad name to management education. Recently, a book has been authored by some of the leading professors of Harvard, Wharton and Kellogg. It is about the future of management education. And all leading Ivy League business schools around the world, they are debating this issue, how the business education can be put on sustainable ground, how the future leaders can be groomed so that there are no fiasco, there are no financial crisis, there are no global meltdowns, and the whole planet, the whole humanity around the world could live happily. In this background, BIMTech is searching its identity. We have traveled our journey for last 22 years following these values. I am very proud to say that the faculty, students and alumni of this institute, not only they believe in these values, they carry these values in their precept and practices. We are going to have another campus at Bhubaneswar, which will be started in 2012. Our alumni is having 4,000 members who are working across the world. We have chapters, alumni chapters at all big cities in India and also outside India. And we are seriously trying to chart out the future journey of this institute. Last month we have begun a 6-month long exercise, that is drafting a new vision and new strategy for BIMTech for the year 2020. So for next 10 years, we shall be trying to become one of the top-notch B school of Asia. Right now it may look difficult or impossible, but the commitment, passion or aspirations of the BIMTech fraternity can make it possible. We are involving the alumni, student, faculty, our industry friends, leading academicians and leading industry leaders of this country to develop this vision for 2020. It is similar to the dreams painted by one of the worthy son of Mother India, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, when he authored a book, India 2020. So we are looking into future for next 10 years. We have done it in past also. As I told you that this institute was started in a basement, a small basement, with few students, few faculty members. Now we have a huge base of alumni. We have 800 students, we have 65 faculty members, and we are known in the country as one of the top 10 private B school of the India. It has been made possible by following only one path. The path is excellence with values. And I hope that next 10 years, we will continue to pursue the same path, and I'm confident with the support of people like Dr. Kiran Bedi and our alumni, industry friends, we will be able to reach to the goals which we are dreaming today. Thank you.
Dr. Bedi to please deliver the Foundation Day address.
I'm truly honored to be here on such an auspicious day, twice over, your Foundation Day and Bapu's birthday. A man who sacrificed all his life, his family and himself completely for making India free. And the values he followed are probably the only values which could have given India independence at that time. Because we could not have fought in Britain with weapons. We could only fight Britain with sacrifice and values. And that's what Bapu gave us. Therefore, I'm truly privileged, and thank you so much, Mr. Chaturvedi and your team, that you thought of me today for an institution which is history by itself, which has also given India, put India on the industrial map. The Birlas are known to have set foundation for industry and spirituality. That's why you find a Birla temple everywhere. And I believe that Birlas believe in कि एक temple बंद हुआ नहीं तो दूसरा temple शुरू रहना चाहिए. मंदिर की इमारत कहीं ना कहीं चलती रहना चाहिए. So I'm very, very privileged that you have invited me this morning, because this is a day which is very close to my heart for more than one reason. Every time I've been saying in my life, who's your role model, and I've always said Gandhiji. And I've read about him so much. I see him, I feel him, I read him. And one of the latest books I'm reading about him is CEO Gandhi. If you read him, that's the latest book I picked up, CEO and Gandhi. It's interesting, I was writing a book myself on leadership linked with Gandhi. The last book I wrote, the updated book of my biography, has a chapter called the Gandhian model of policing, which I know can be practiced, which is in a way I practice in some form or the other, which I'll share a bit with you of some of the common precepts. So what I'm going to reach out to you is in three forms. One is present your little case study. That's me, moving around my thoughts as a case study, but the concepts which I applied in my life, which saw me through, which helped me, which worked for me. And I don't doubt that these three concepts which worked for me, without knowing that they are the right kind of concepts, which I happen to again stumble into, Stephen Covey's concepts of principle-centered leadership, I realized that how much they were in alignment. So I will weave these concepts through my own practical example of what worked for me, which I have no doubt will work even more for you. Therefore, my first concept, if we have to achieve what you're being trained to achieve, is be trustworthy. My first concept, the concept of T for trust. Trustworthy. How trustworthy are we in our personal and professional lives? Now, that's how Gandhi ji was 100% trustworthy. You could blindly trust him कि ये जो कह रहे हैं वही करेंगे, इसके पीछे और कोई झूठ नहीं, इसके पीछे कोई छल कपट नहीं. जब तक हमारी लीडरशिप में वो ट्रस्टवर्दीनेस नहीं आएगी, आज हमारा कोलैप्स कहाँ हुआ है? What is the biggest collapse in this government is we don't trust anybody now. Children don't trust parents, parents don't trust children. कि झूठ बोल रहा होगा, लेट आया पता नहीं कहाँ से आया, और ये मम्मी डैडी मुझे क्यों बोल रहे हैं, ये पता नहीं मुझे इनका क्या मकसद है. There is an absence even in the trust within sisters, brothers, family. So there is a weakening of trust within. When we were growing up, there was a trust. What my parents are telling me is the gospel, and they're doing it only for me, and that's the best for me. I best must follow. What my teacher told me was gospel. If I follow it, I will achieve my goal. What my coach told me, that if you work that much extra, you will do it successfully, I would follow that. There was a trust. If my leader told me something, I knew it was for national good, I would follow. After Gandhiji is going, the biggest casualty in this country has been trust. Does an ordinary local person trust the leader? Does he trust the company, the CEO? He doubts it. And there has been a collapse. Mr. Chaturvedi is mentioning when all of these multinationals, the big banks, the Lehmans, etc., when they collapsed, what was the matter? There was no, the second aspect, transparency. There was no, trust begins and ends with transparency. It cannot be without trust. You share openly, because that's where trust comes from. This is what I have, this is what you need to do, and this is what we are. The next aspect is alignment. You are aligned from the top to the bottom. So I have a concept called T. T for trust. E in between the alignment is empowerment. How does this leader regularly empower his or her fellow? It's like children being empowered by the parents, being given responsibility to do. It's empowering you to take a decision. How our parents, when I was growing up, my mother and father would say, here is a vehicle, I empower you, here is the money, now let me see what you do with this mobility, or you do with this money. It was empowering me to take my own decisions. What did I do? Never abused my transportation and never spent a penny wasted. Came back and gave it to my mother. Mera itna kharcha hua, itna bach gaya, mummy rakh lijiye. It was trust, it was empowerment, and it was an alignment. There's the T concept. What Mr. Chaturvedi is saying is right. You have the Harvard today headed by an Indian. The dean is an Indian. And the first statement he made was, what is lacking? In fact, he said, there's something seriously wrong with our MBA schools. We need to reorder it. And you know, one of the words he used, and I read it when he was interviewed about 6 months ago when he took over, was the soul is missing. He talked about spirituality in management. He talked about the soul. कि आत्मा कहाँ है? आत्मा तो मरी हुई है. सिर्फ पैसा कमाने के लिए हम और पोजीशन और बोनसेस के लिए हम बन गए हैं कि मेरा बोनस कितना है, चाहे बैंक जाए भाड़ में, लेकिन मुझे बोनस चाहिए.